It was a cold, midwinter morning when my brother and I set out on an adventure of a lifetime. It was our goal to cycle the Australian outback, crossing the mainland from the south to the north. Along the way, we also intended to retrace the famous Burke and Wills expedition of 1861. Neither of us had any real experience with the outback or with cycling. My name is Tim Wills. I'm 22 and study information technology in Melbourne. My brother Daniel Wills is 24 and is a graduate engineer for Vic Roads. We are both related to the explorer William Wills, whom we were following. It seemed to rain continuously for the first week with freezing cold temperatures. We were thrown right into the deep end and had to adjust immediately to these new living conditions. These were brand new bikes and we were hauling up to 50 kilograms of extra supplies at times. Before long, we found ourselves immersed in the nothingness of the Australian outback. Many times we would look up and notice that there was absolutely nothing in view except a perfectly flat, unbroken 360-degree horizon. At times, the track would totally vanish beneath us, and other times the track would be corrugated, sandy, muddy, or rocky, making life very difficult for us. It didn't take us long to realise that when the clay became wet, it was virtually impossible to cycle or even walk the bikes through as the mud totally clogged the wheels up. We were stuck in Tibooburra for 3 days after huge rainfall closed all roads in the area. Our longest stretch without human contact was on an emergency closed track in the Strzelecki Desert. We were only halfway through this 400-kilometre leg, almost out of supplies, when we encountered a massive electrical desert storm. We were lucky not to get stranded out there. Despite all the pain and physical endurance suffered, the most difficult aspect of the journey was the mental challenge, the monotonous jaunt of everyday cycling. Some days we would push for hours without a rest and see nothing, while four-wheel drives cruised past us effortlessly. Before we knew it, we had left that dry, flat landscape and plunged deep into the tropical rainforest of northern Queensland. Instead of small rises, we had huge mountain ranges to cross. Humidity was unbelievably high and temperatures topped 35 degrees daily. That, combined with constant sun exposure and extreme cycling, resulted in new heights of dehydration levels. Coming to the Bloomfield track in the Daintree National Park, we never knew whether to laugh or cry at each turn, which seemed to reveal an endless, tortuous climb. Finally, we came to the Cape York section of our journey. 900 kilometres of corrugations, sand and croc-infested creeks. We would be showered in dust and rocks with every road train or four-wheel drive that passed us. Thick sand would have us hauling our heavy bikes on foot for kilometres on end at ridiculously slow speeds. Continuous corrugations caused screws to fall out, important welds to fracture, and extensive bruising to our precious bodies. The journey was relentless. The last 500 metres to the top of Australia took us over an hour in the blistering heat, but it was nothing compared to the 5,300 kilometres we had already cycled over the past 11 weeks. Despite many hard times, we had never considered giving up, and now we have achieved our goal.